I want to say it was like 2 weeks later, like after I started going through the modules, I was like able to land. It was like 2000.
I have goosebumps hearing that.
I was forced to show up in different ways, and like even if I felt uncomfortable, like just pushing myself out of my comfort zone, it did wonders.
I remember a few months after starting, you sent me a voice note that stuck with me. You were like, I feel so free, like I'm walking with my coffee. I think you were on a walk and you were like, life is so good. Like I'm just like, I feel so free, and I get emotional when I think of it because I'm super excited to be doing that. I'm sure it's gonna inspire a lot of other women to start UGC and to take the leap, because it's definitely really hard to start and to make this move, and you did it around a year ago, right?
Yes, a year ago.
So that's
almost a year.
That's super inspiring, and I'm really happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, and hopefully inspire other people to get started too.
I'm sure you will. Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna start by just asking you, just for context, so everyone watching this can understand a bit. Where were you before you started UGC a year ago? How was your life, and why did you decide to start UGC?
About a year ago today, I was just finishing my associate's degree. So I had just gotten married. I was working part-time as a teller at a bank. And then I was finishing up my associate's degree. So it was like a business degree. So I was always going to do accounting, and I was like very set on it. I was like, I'm doing math. That's what I'm doing. Like, I was like dreaming about opening up a firm one day, and I don't know what I was planning to do. But like shortly after getting my degree, I like lost all my like passion for like accounting. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like that, like only sitting at a desk all day long and like writing down numbers didn't sound like appealing to me anymore.
I get
And
it.
I had never thought of myself as like a creative person ever.
Okay.
I was like, I'm as plain as it can get. And then right after finishing my associate's degree, it was like December. Going into January is when I started UGC. So I definitely wasn't doing anything exciting in life.
But honestly, it's crazy how it was like completely different than UGC, what you were doing. It's like the opposite.
Yeah, like creativity on one side and then like math and accounting on the other. Yeah.
But that's really cool, because honestly, I feel like a lot of us don't feel creative. And I was actually talking about it with someone yesterday, and sometimes it's something that is there, but we don't know about it until we use it and we do something with it. And when you actually start UGC and you need to use your creativity, you realize actually you're creative.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of crazy going from like never thinking that of myself, and then like something clicked, and I was just able to like go and start creating. It was really cool.
That's so nice. That's really nice. And when you before you started, did you have like any fear, like, or any blockage with content creation? Because it's definitely really hard, like, to put yourself out there and to start creating content.
Oh yeah, I think for me it was less about like the putting myself out there part that scared me, because I know it scares a lot of people, and it has like scared me through time. Like, what if someone thinks something about me or whatever? But I don't think that was the thing that like gave me the most like fear. I think the biggest thing is like, what if it just doesn't work out?
Yeah.
Like, what if I go into this and I'm gonna do it for a year and nothing helps? You know, like it doesn't change anything in my life. I'm just like wasting my time.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest fear. And for me, like the thing that comforted me the most is like, I'm never gonna know unless I try. And here I am, like I decided to put my mind to, and a year later I'm doing this full time, which is crazy.
It's crazy.
So I think that was like my biggest fear. And then probably another thing is like comparing my content to people. So like that one was like kind of before I started, and then comparing my content was during. So I know like the first couple of months after I started, I compared my content to other people, or like even my journey as a creator to other people. And then I kind of had to like tell myself that there was only like one unique me, and it will only ever be one unique me. So there's like no point in comparing my content at all. Like everyone's journey is so different, and like beautiful in its own way, which is pretty cool.
That's so true. And it's something that we all go through. Like honestly, I still do it after more than 2 years, and I think it's something that is always gonna happen, and we always need to remind ourselves that it's normal and that we need to deal with it, and always remind ourselves that everyone is going through a different journey, so there is no need to compare. But it's so good that you were able so early on to already catch yourself and be like, wait, there's no need to compare myself. You know, for some people it can take years to actually realize you're doing it, but I feel like you were really aware of it from the beginning, so that's so good. That's really good.
No, it's very good, and luckily I was able to like very early on kind of see like where my mind goes before I start comparing myself, and like stop it early on. So like as soon as I see that I'm like, I know I'm gonna compare myself, I like cut it off really soon. And I've also been able to turn it into like the other side of it, of when I see someone's content that I really like, or I love their editing, or whatever it is about them, like they're getting a lot of inbounds, I admire people, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna get that one day, and I know I'm gonna keep growing, and I'm gonna you know, like go to events and do different things, you know. So I know that it's gonna happen one day, so it definitely helps also admiring other people.
Definitely that's the biggest mindset shift, to go from feeling bad about someone else's win to actually feeling inspired and be like, wow, that means I can do it as well. Like that's so cool. I love that. I love that. That's really nice. And do you feel like there was like a moment when you realized, okay, like I wanna do this, like I wanna start UGC? Like was there something in your life that told you like, okay, I need to do it? Or how did that happen, like that decision?
I think like shortly after I got my associate's degree, like between like December to January, because I started UGC officially in January, like towards the end of January. So I think after I like finished my associate's degree, I kind of felt lost. I'm like, this doesn't inspire anymore. Like, it's not really a passion of mine to like do math and open up a firm or whatever I wanted to do. And so I think after I like felt lost, and then I found you, I'm like, this could actually be something. And like giving myself just like the space to try something out, and even like I know physical space and having to like set aside time and stuff like that, but also like mental space, you could say, where I had to be like, you know, what if it does work out? And I actually gave myself space for that. I think that's what I knew.
Amazing. That's so cool. And I know you were doing UGC for a few months before you started UGC Wealth Academy. What were you struggling with at the beginning before you joined?
So I did like UGC, I think for like, I want to say 3 months, and I could not get paid deals. I was doing gifted. That is one of the biggest things I struggle with. I could not go from gifted to paid. And then I also struggled a lot with mindset about like making the success shift in your head to be able to even align with gift or with paid collabs. So I think it's probably the biggest thing that I struggled with.
It's true. You were already creating really good content, but I remember you were missing the strategy and also the mindset shift of being like, okay, my content is worth it and I need to charge for it. And I feel like you just needed that little push, like someone telling you need to charge because your content is so good. You needed just like an outside perspective, I think. And it really clicked because literally, I don't know how long after joining, maybe like you maybe know better than me, but like you started getting paid collabs right after starting.
I want to say it was like 2 weeks later, like after I started going through the modules and started like tweaking my mindset and actually believing that I should be getting paid for what I'm doing. I was like able to land. I think my first month was like 2,000.
It's absolutely. I have goosebumps hearing that, honestly, because it's crazy what believing in your content can do. you can be creating amazing content, you can be really good, really creative, but if you don't have the strategy and also the mindset to get paid, you're just gonna do gifted collabs for a really long time.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And I definitely think I needed that push, and also having like a lot of support was like the biggest change ever.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. And I'm also wondering, so why did you decide to start the UGC Wealth Academy?
I think the biggest thing was like having a support system. So like seeing, well, because I found you, and when I started looking into UGC of like actually doing it for myself, and then I found you, and I admired you too, and I was like, wow, like I love what she's doing, and I thought you were doing like fantastic. I'm like, this girl got it all.
Thank you.
So I think having like a big support system and community behind it is one of the biggest reasons, aside from like modules and stuff given like years of knowledge. I'm like, this is community is a really big deal.
Yeah, definitely. I also feel like, I mean, it's amazing to get all the knowledge. Like you can get that buying a PDF or like a course, but the support is really for me what truly makes a difference, I think.
Yeah, like being able to do calls and like getting real advice in front of you, it does change a lot. And also like seeing someone's mindset and how they view this thing, it like surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, it helps a lot. Like mindset to grow and to get even like paid deals and stuff like that. Yeah, it does.
Of course.
It's a big community.
For sure. Also being with other girls that are going through the same, it also makes you realize, okay, like I need to charge, like we're in this for business. Of course it's cool and it's fun and everything, but we're all in this to make it work, and for that we need to get paid. That's absolutely normal.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you feel like something clicked when you joined UGC Wealth Academy? Was there like something that helped you or like something that stood out?
Probably the biggest thing that stood out too was like our calls and being able to ask you for advice and help and develop. You helped me develop the strategy. I'm like awesome, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that clicked, because I had the content part down, like my content was good enough, and then we put our mind together, but being able to develop the strategy together. And I'm gonna move forward with my content and like be strategic about not only like my UGC videos, but personal branding. I think that was the biggest thing. Everything like clicked for me, and actually secure paid collabs and become like a successful UGC.
No, definitely. I fully agree with that. I think it's also just nice to have like an exterior opinion, because we're all always like so focused on our little world and our business that it's so nice to just see it from the outside, for sure. I think that's super nice.
Getting like someone else's opinion and view on things, someone that has the knowledge to be able to help you is like that's exactly what I needed.
That's so good. I love that. I love that. That's really cool. Do you feel like there was a moment when you realized, okay, like this could actually work for me?
I think I remember like when I started getting gifted collabs, and then right after joining the course, and I made like contracted my first 2,000. It like hit me. I'm like, this isn't just like, it isn't just a hobby, or like I'm becoming creative or whatever. It was like, this can actually become a reality kind of thing. And I mean, here I am like a year later still doing it. So,
so good. No, honestly, like what happened with you was really shocking, honestly. It's not that you went from gifted to paid like with one collab. It's literally it went like you went all in. All in is absolutely crazy. Wow. I want to ask you also, what were your expectations before joining UGC Wealth Academy, and if the program met your expectations?
I think before joining, like what I thought of joining the academy.
What if you had like some expectations, or you wanted something out of it, and did the program meet your expectations?
I think that with like, I think before joining, um, already seeing that like this, I was already getting into collabs, so I was like trying to work on mindset and all of that. So joining, I thought that I'm like, okay, this is gonna help me a little bit, like maybe my mind's still a bit better, maybe I'll like make some friends or whatever. And my expectations weren't that high, and not that the Wealth Academy is not good. It's just, I mean, I didn't know, I hadn't joined yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was like a mindset thing. I'm trying to work on things. And my content is getting better, but maybe this will like help me a little bit, like my next step. And then joining, I did not expect that my first month I would contract $2,000. So that was crazy. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I would just like have more community, a little bit of help, and
Yeah.
like knowledge here and there. I didn't think that it would become like my full-time job so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, who would expect that, honestly?
I know.
I wouldn't expect it either, but I'm really happy that it met your expectations. I also like, just as a just to have like a bigger picture, if you can share like your wins, because now you've been doing it for a year, and it's not about comparing or like bragging or anything. It's just like, what happened in this year, like what have you achieved, and you don't need to be humble here, like I really want to hear like what happened, yeah, in terms of wins.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is that I mean, it's the whole point of like having a job, you get paid. And I think the biggest thing is that I make more than my previous job. I beat the income very quickly after joining the academy. I think before like working as a teller, I only made like $70 a day. And so like over the course of a week, it's like 300 something dollars. So I got about more than that.
Yeah.
So I think that's been the biggest thing, that like where I used to be to where I am now, which is really crazy. And I'm also just a lot more like confident and outgoing, and I guess like not afraid to be myself and show people who I am, kind of thing. So I think a big part of that was like the mindset side of it, and I think being creative, I was kind of forced to like put myself out there. I was forced to show up in different ways, and like even if I felt uncomfortable, like just pushing myself out of my comfort zone, it did wonders. And I'm here now, and I would think that I'm like very outgoing, and those are probably like the two biggest changes. But also the freedom that doing UGC gave me is crazy.
Yeah.
Like earlier this year, I was able to like go on vacation and film for brands on vacation while on vacation, and I was like at a resort working at their coffee shop.
Dream.
It's really cool to have that freedom and to be able to choose your own hours. And because of that, I was also able to focus a lot more time on my health. So my health has gotten better, and I was able to have time to work out and like get in the shape that I wanted to. So like the freedom has done so much for me. So,
about freedom, I remember. Yeah, honestly, when you're talking about freedom, I remember when you, like a few months after starting, you sent me a voice note that stuck with me all this time. You were like, I feel so free, like I'm walking with my coffee. I think you were on a walk, and you were like, life is so good. Like I'm just like, I feel so free, and I get emotional when I think of it, because this is one of my biggest values, freedom and independence. And to hear that from you was really like, wow. Like, and I remember you were one of my first students, and that really showed me that, okay, this is the feeling I want. This is what I want to be able to share. And when you sent me that voice note, I was like, yeah, it's all worth it, honestly. Like it's wow.
I honestly, I couldn't have done it without you and the Wealth Academy. And I remember that day too. I was like, I got to sleep in. And I was drinking my coffee with you. I remember that.
you were like such a good storyteller that I got emotional. I was like, wow, like this is cool. Honestly, it was so nice, and I love that, because of course we can focus when we talk about wins, we can focus on income, but I think there is so much more than that. Of course, it's amazing to make money and to have stability and to buy things for yourself, but the freedom, that's that's just
Yeah.
unmatched. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
because the
amazing.
freedom itself, like I was able to change so many other aspects of my life, like health and
Yeah.
like having the freedom to travel whenever you want, and like you mentioned, finances are great, but the freedom is the biggest thing that I'm like, wow, this is like awesome that I'm able
For
to do
sure.
this now.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I also know that lately you've been able to get retainers and get more long-term collaborations with brands.
Yeah.
How has that been for you?
It's awesome. So, two of the retainers I got were brands that I worked with a little earlier this year, and I just did like 1 or 2 videos for each of them.
Yeah.
But I made sure to stay in touch with them, and now securing 2 retainers.
That's
Both
amazing.
for 2 months.
Yeah.
I have set income for this month and then for next month. So it's awesome.
It's a really good start, and also after that I'm sure you're gonna keep working with them and have more, but it's a really good sign that your content is amazing and that brands want to come back for more and work with you on the long term. So I'm really happy about that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm very happy, and it definitely is kind of like shows that it's paying off.
For sure, and that takes time. Honestly, it's just like you cannot expect quick results and to have like those long-term relationships with brands that comes from getting one collab and making them happy and get another collab, and it's something that
staying in touch with them.
Exactly, being good with communicating, but you're doing all of that, so that's amazing. That's really cool. I want to ask you now, how does your life look like now that you're a full-time UGC creator?
Ooh, like my day to day?
Yeah, like your routine, like.
Fun question. Oh gosh. Well, okay, my days vary. Okay, but like let's say the other day what I did, because it was like a pretty busy day. So I woke up. I try to go to the gym in the morning, which is nice. Like I mentioned, the health thing. Like I've been more consistent in the gym since I have the freedom to be able to do that.
Nice.
So I try to like go to the gym first thing in the morning, knock that out. So I'll either like weightlift or do Pilates, and then I come back, and after I eat breakfast and I like clock in for the day, I will answer my email, like send out any pictures or follow-ups if I need to. And then I'll do my filming, my editing for the day, any like collaborations that I have to get done.
Yeah.
And then usually I'm done by work, like, well, it varies. Because some days aren't as busy as others. Probably like 4 to 6, like depending on how much I have to do.
Yeah.
And the really nice thing is because I am staying at home, I also take breaks whenever I want. So like if I'm like hungry, I want to go get a snack, I can do that, or if I'm like take a walk outside, I can do that. So it's really nice, like freedom to. That's why my days are like vary so much.
Yeah.
I have to be able to kind of do whatever I want.
That's the cool thing about it, that it's hard to get bored because you just do whatever you want whenever you want. So it's just like there is no like routine. Yeah, of course it's important to have a morning routine, but when it comes to work, I also really love that, just that flow of like doing whatever you want whenever you want, and just focusing on also what excites you. That's super cool. I love that.
Yeah, and I've been able to do like have a lot more time for like self-care and like meditating, like being able to like sit and relax, and it's been really nice. Yeah,
for sure, that impacts everything, every area of our lives. I fully agree with you. I have one last question for you. So if, like, for all the women that are interested in joining UGC Wealth Academy, but they're maybe not sure, or they're also maybe scared to take this first step, what would you tell them?
I would say just go for it, like do it, because I think the biggest thing is your mind. Like you will also have questions like, what if it doesn't work out, or what if I'm not creative? And I think like you are never gonna know unless you try, so go for it. Like make the move, bet on yourself that you can do it. And like if I can do it, you can do it. And everyone's journey, everyone's like story, it will look different. Like I had to take a couple months of gifted claps before I got paid. And some people will get it their first month and some people will get it 6 months later. But it still can work. And I think everyone needs to know that it can still work. And you just need to bet on yourself and believe in yourself because we believe in you. You can do it. And I think the best thing in the world is to bet on yourself and actually see it pay off.
Yeah.
And know that it was all worth it.
That's priceless. That's priceless. I fully agree with you. I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm super happy. Honestly, this was so nice. I'm sure you're gonna definitely inspire so many, and I love your story. It's so unique, and I'm really happy for you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope it does inspire people. And UGC can be for anyone, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
Exactly. We tend to think that it's only for like girls that already know how to create content, or you need to look a certain way or talk a certain way, but that's not the truth at all. And it's so important to talk about those things. So thank you so much.